Hi there! If this is your first start of the program, I'll tell you how you can start working with it. First, you should choose a ticker which is displayed on exchanges, and the ticker which is in the program may not always be the same. So you need to find a given ticker using the menu lookup. To do this, you need to press the setup button, then symbol lookup, and here we see a table. Here you can enter the description of needed ticker or its symbol. Here we can choose the stock exchange on which the given ticker is traded, as well as to select the type, for example, the futures, index, stock or bond. We can also choose any of the exchanges, for example CBOT. In this exchange we see a certain number of tickers. Let's enter the DAX ticker. Let's enter a description of DAX. Click Find. So we got 3 tickers traded on Eurex exchange: F2MX, FDAX, FDXM. Let's take a simple DAX ticker. For the value of DAX we got FDX ticker. Then, let's choose the component and start working with the cluster profile module. Let's enter the name of the ticker which we have just seen. When you first start the program and enter your ticker, you can see the following picture. How can I make a more clear picture of this? Visual image that you can analyze and draw some conclusions. First, let's analyze these functions. View DOM is switching on and off auto book. When we click on this button, we scalable chart in its full length. To compress the grow, we can click on this button, so we can stretch and compress our chart. Also, we can stretch and compress the chart horizontally. Let's start here. Here we see the order book of stock quotes which goes up or down. It's called DOM. If necessary, we can enable or disable it. Then, what we got here? FDX ticker we entered. Here's today's date indicated, but we can enter any date that interests us. From 4th till the 11th November. Volume range function. It's not very important now, but it means the volume of filtering our chart. Let us leave the specified time. The contract, March 2016, today's contract. We can look at more distant contract, or even further. Let's look at the current contract. Another important feature is the time frame. Currently, we are analyzing the hourly chart. We can switch on 2 minutes chart. It can be set up from 10 seconds up to 1 week period. For example, 1 day chart. So we set the 1 day chart for the DAX index. Initially, let's look at and analyze the daily data. Let's enter the data for the last 6 months. For example, from the 1st June of 2015 till the current date. Automatically, the price scale is set up for 10. As if we chosen the one in there, we can see the next view. Nevertheless, we can narrow down the scale up to 10. Then our chart will be more clear. If we squeeze the clusters to the value of 50, then we will see the following chart. If we set the value of 100, respectively, the graph will look like this. In your analysis, you have to set up the price scale for your needs. In this case, the value of 10 is more suitable for the DAX ticker. What do we see? We can observe the today's chart, the lower histograms of volume, as well as the side histograms. Red indicates the maximum volume of the cluster. In the left side, the red color means the maximum volume of the cluster in the given histogram. Red line on the left side denotes the falling. The green line marks the growth. These 2 dashed lines express the mean volume of 70% of the given day. There is today's 70%, were concentrated between this line and that one. Now we need to filter out the significant volume of accumulation of the day from the other volumes. For this, let's look at the most large volumes broken down. Here we see 8, 7, 6, 10, 11, 10, 7, 12, and so forth. We see that the average volumes start from 6 and higher. Let's enter the Setup menu, press Volume Limit button, and set the important volumes of accumulation as 6,000 and extra important volumes of accumulation as 10,000. We have seen some volumes marked with the green and blue colors. For us, the green color is the important volume of accumulation, when the blue one is extra important volumes. Orange volumes are the volumes of low accumulation, which we are taking into account during analysis not much. Seeing the daily accumulation of volumes, we can make the necessary analysis. We must pay attention to the reversal patterns. For example, this one. What the given pattern tells us. As I said previously, the green line on the left side indicates growth. The day has opened here. At first it went down, then it turned to the top. Up here were all very strong accumulations. And at the end of the day it came back here. The given pattern is telling us that all important volumes were on top. Bulls attacked upstairs but have not been able to defeat the bears. The next day showed us that the bears have won a landslide victory. What this pattern is telling us? It says that there was falling. At each price level there were approximately equal volumes. But on top there were a lot more volumes, so the price has fallen down. Let's look at another interesting day. We see the opening of this point, the price has gone up. In the contrast to this pattern, we don't see here large volumes. Bulls haven't attacked so bright, so the price went back down. What tells us this pattern? It says that the price has gone down. Here were the basic volumes. Then the price returned to the top. This is not an ambiguous pattern, but some of them are quite interesting. So you should pay attention to them. Example, if you see this pattern, after that usually there are strong movements. So we see it here. After considering daily bars, let's look at what happened intraday. Let's move to hourly bars. To do this, we need to go to Traders Rating, select the component cluster profile. In the ticker field, let's enter the DAX index. In the first time frame, we already have the value of 1 hour. Let's select today's date. Price scale should be 5. Then click Apply. Next we see the following picture. Again, we don't understand a thing. Then we should click here. The screen has become more understandable. Just as on the daily time frame, we see that there's hourly bars. Red indicates the maximum volume of a given cluster in a given hourly bar. On the left side we can see a histogram of accumulation. From the bottom, a volume histogram. Further, how can we understand whether the value of 1550 or 1439 are large volumes or not? Like the last time, we can analyze an early date and take a look at the previous levels of accumulation. 2491, 2450, 2000, 2223, 1985. We see that about 2000 points is the important volume. We can select the value of 2000 as significant and 3000 as extra important volume. Accordingly, we can observe the formation of some meaning bars. We can do this not only approximately. We can make a more accurate analysis to find out which volumes are important for this contract. To do this, please click the Windows button, then Traders Rating, and then select such component as Volume Search. Here we set DAX. Take the previous contract. take the date of the previous contract. There is, from September to December 2015. Let's put the interval of 60 minutes. Price scale was 5. Click Apply. Here we have the following table. In this table there are different indicators, but the most important indicator that we are interested in is the maximum volume. Let's make a selection from maximum to minimum and see that the current number of submitted data is 989. Let's choose 10% of the largest volumes. Roughly, this figure is here. There is, the volume higher than 2266 is considered to be meaningful. Let's round it to 2200. Then see that the 15th point is the extra volumes. We can set the value of 2600. Let's go back to the previous page. Open the volume limit function and set here 2200 and 2600 in there. What do we see? We see that today's volumes are not significant. Here are hardly any large accumulations. Given volumes were here. They were pretty large. Last time there were not so many, however they were present. Like this. Here was pretty large volume from which the price has fallen down. Today is not important in terms of volumes. There is, the given volumes are not important for us. At this point it is necessary for us to show certain patterns which can be traded. Just for example. Initially, let's look at the daily patterns. Then let's turn our attention to patterns that give a greater probability of movement in any direction. For example, let's take this pattern. The November 19 we got the given profile. Now let's look at this date in order to find any points of entry for the hourly chart. Choose the 19th of November. Take the previous contract. So what we see in here? We see that there was some fixing. The price was going up and at the top there was extra volume from which the price had fallen. There is, if we would go conservatively, then from this level we could make sales. If we consider the situation in more detail, then we could step in from this level as well. But it is a high level of professionalism. As you probably may remember, the next day price has come back to this level. What we see next? We see that the price has fallen down, then it returned to this level. From this level you could sell. Then there were accumulations again. Then from these accumulations the price went down again. Let's consider Monday. On Monday the price also went upstairs as well, but there were no volumes. There already were no aggressive buyers. Bulls did not have any strength to attack the zone of purchases. Accordingly, in spite of the increase of price in this zone, it came back because of the lack of volume. That is, if they had traded conservatively using daily charts and had entered from this level, we could put bigger stop loss and could stay here for a few days. Then the price has fallen down. The 24th November, it's interesting whether the price has fixed or not. We turn on the hourly time frame again and see, the price has fallen down. There were no aggressive buys yet, but there were aggressive sales. The price has become upstairs, so some volumes appeared. Accordingly, the next day the price has come back, so there were aggressive buys and sales again. This is the reversal pattern. Again, we can look at daily patterns and find one which would point to buy or sell. Accordingly, we can see how the price would react to the next day. For example, let's take the impact day pattern. Here it is. The 20th August, it was a September contract. What we see in here? We will see that there were some small volumes, the price has gone down, aggressive buys and so forth. Let's mark this level, as from it we could enter. So here we got evidence. Although the price fell heavily down, it again returned to this level. These levels are important for subsequent actions. Could we take a short position here? Basically, it was possible. We could see here an impact day. There were strong volumes, from which the price has gone down. But the next day price returned to it, and we could enter more conservatively with less risks. So, you can analyze the various patterns by your own and draw conclusions how the price responded to them. Besides, we may take even less time frame, such as 15 minutes. Set 5 in here. See how the price was presented in here? Yet we don't know whether 2000 is enough or not for us. Again, let's turn back to traders rating. Components, volume search. But in this field we should set up 15 minutes. So we can analyze the September contract from the 15th June till the 15th September. Again, we can make a selection according to the maximum volume. We look at the total number, 3000, select the number of 300, it's considered to be the large volumes. There is value of about 1000 contracts was a large volume. The number of 100 is considered to be extra significant. It is the value of 1300 contracts. There is 1000 and 1300. Turn back to our 15 minutes chart. Click Setup and point 1000 in the field of Limit 2 and 1300 in the Limit 1 field. What do we see? We see that truly they were pretty large volumes. They are the amount that is 5% and 10% of the maximum volumes. Again, after marking them, we see how the price has reacted, after what here again there was a surge of volumes. This volume symbolizes sales. So, with the help of cluster profile, we can analyze various patterns on various time frames. In future lessons, we will show how to work with other modules. You can also watch the video how to work with and set up histograms of volumes below and from the left side. Thanks for watching. Cheers!